I decided to start videos on the part swapping customizations I've done for a few of my figures. The first one that I did was my desktop fidget figure of Blitzwing. It is the MechFansToys MS-28 Thunberbolt and the alternate color MS-28A. The regular MS-28 had the default G1 colors of the tan tank, the purple robot, and jet, whereas the A variant had a black jet and robot and a, I guess you'd call it lavender color tank. I personally prefer more realistic looks to my Transformers, so I did not like having purple. And I decided to just essentially swap the tank parts between the two of them. So the end result is what you see on screen right there. Most of the customizing was from pulling out pins. For anyone who isn't aware, most Transformers pins are like this. They are a smooth metal rod with a little bit of a textured end on it, and they get put into a hinge, smooth side first, hammered all the way down, and the texture part grips the plastic, and that's what holds it in place. When you want to remove it, you want to find the side that is smooth, which I will go over that in a second, and punch it out or push it out depending on how tight it is with a pin punch, such as that. And then once you get the texture side out, you can usually grab it with a pair of pliers or something and just pull it right out. If you can't just push it out by hand with a pin or with a punch, then you can use a punch hammer. You might need to put it on top of something. I actually got myself a firearm pin block, which has helped considerably with this kind of thing. There also are rare cases when I've been able to use this tool right here, which is actually a pin remover for wristwatches. And there's been a few pieces that I had that were small enough so that they lined up, because you can adjust the height with this, and then I would get it in there, and then I could start just pushing the pin in place, or pushing the push pin in place while holding the piece, and then it would just push the pin right out. Can't use this in a lot of stuff, but the few things that I was able to get in there, it was very, very helpful. As far as figuring out which way to do the pin, most of the time you're going to find where the pin is flush on one side and it's recessed in the other. The recessed side is the side that is textured that's the side that's smooth. The flush side is the side that is textured because they smack it in there and then they stop as soon as it gets flush. So you'll want to go to the opposite side and put the punch in here and then knock it out that way, and then you can just pull the pin right out. My guy is loose. There are some drawbacks to doing these kinds of things. This right here is one example. The pin that I had to pull out here is very, very loose. Even when I take like the punch and I push it back into place, it gets a little tighter initially, but then it just starts working itself loose again right away. It just kind of is one of those it is what it is things. You can definitely very easily break some of these by doing this stuff. I remember in particular when I was doing this guy, these pins on, I don't remember if it was this one or this one, but I had to put it on a concrete floor. And it was before I had the pin block that I've got here. I put it on top of something very hard, and I was hitting it very, very, very hard with my punch, and I was afraid that I was going to break something. So that is definitely a possibility to be aware of. As far as the specific things that got swapped on this figure, they're actually relatively straightforward. Like I said, it's pretty much just the tank pieces. All the tan pieces from that one got moved over to this one. Everything else stayed the same. So any piece that you see that's tan, I just kind of took both of them apart, put all the tan tank pieces on one side with all the black robot pieces, and then put all the purple with the purple on the other side, and then just put it all back together. I did put my own stickers on there, so these Decepticon insignias were not originally on there, but that's basically it. There really isn't that much to it. I am not one that keeps recolors, so this is my figure, and then the leftovers went to my son, which is basically what I'm doing with all of my part swaps. So he gets his own little purple one, which he really likes, but he's 8, so you know, that's what it is. And then I get what I think looks a little bit more realistic and looks better. And on that, let's see if I can point out anything interesting. There isn't really a whole lot. The legs were the same, so those were kind of irrelevant. I only had to pull pins like right in here to swap out this bit of the tank, but the rest of the leg was able to stay together. There are some spillovers. You get some of this dark purple here, the dark purple up here, and then the light purple in here. It is what it is. You know, I would have rather been able to have the gray in place of the purple, but at the same time, this has just a little tiny bit more color to it. It doesn't really bother me. Not a real big deal. But yeah, there's not really much else I can say about it, actually. I'm going to go ahead and transform them, and then I'll show them off in their other 2 forms, since this is a triple changer. Here they are in their jet mode. Don't even ask me what they are. I know it's some form of a MiG, but I can't remember what it is. You can see where there were parts that could not be swapped. This section of purple is just a part of the tank piece here, but it doesn't really even noticeable unless it's in this mode. I'd actually even forgot about it until I was doing this video. But that is what mine looks like in jet mode. And then my son's. And here they are in tank mode. And that's basically it. That is my customization, my first customization by doing part swapping.